YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Naja coming back at y'all with yet another video. And yes, you saw the title. Today we're gonna figure out how to train for your first marathon. Let's go. I myself am in the middle of training for my first marathon despite being a pretty consistent weightlifter throughout the years. Although I'm not too experienced, I believe that having a beginner's perspective can provide a little bit of value to people starting out, so that's why I made this video. So in this video, we're gonna go over things that I researched, questions that I had, and problems that I ran into while training. Now, the first question I had was, how long do you need to train before you start your marathon? Now, recommendations usually say you should give yourself at least 20 weeks before your marathon start date. Now, a quick pro tip, make sure that you actually set your start date, you pay your fee, you get your number and everything, so you stay committed to the goal. It'll usually help you stay more focused, or at least myself, it helped me stay more focused when I was running, doing a little bit smaller competitions like obstacle races or 5Ks. Now, the 20-week recommendation can be varied depending on your fitness level. If you know that you're out of shape, you're probably gonna have to up that 20 weeks to maybe even 30 to get yourself in the right mind space. Now, if you're naturally athletic or already were running just a little bit, you might be able to shorten the time frame and put it in about 15 weeks. But whatever it is, make sure you give yourself time so you can aim for a good time when you're actually running the marathon. Now, the next question I had was about frequency. How much should you train during the week? Now, I myself was trying to get away with training only 2 times a week. That gave me enough time to actually squeeze in some muscle building so I can maintain my muscle while I was running. However, recommendations state that you should be running at least 4 to 5 times per week to get optimum results. Now, the one big problem that I ran into is it is extremely hard to build muscle in this state. It's almost impossible. When you're running, it's a ton of volume, and you'll notice very quickly if you try to do a strength training session that your strength is definitely impaired when you're doing like leg day, and sometimes even arm day. You're just too tired. So your best bet is to aim for at least maintenance. I might do a video on that later, but you need to run at least 4 to 5 times per day to see great results. So the next thing we're gonna go over is the problems that I ran into. Now, the first thing that you wanna be aware of is avoiding foot pain. And the way to do this is buy yourself some running shoes. These right here are, I think, the Zoom Pegasus. Correct me if I'm wrong, but these are not that expensive. I believe I paid like $70 or $80 for them. There's a lot more expensive running shoes out there, but if you can't afford that, you don't need that, but you should get some type of running shoe. The instant thing that you'll notice when you first get a running shoe is it usually has a lot more cushion in it. And also when you're running, you're gonna feel a little bit more springy when you have the shoes on. I say it's definitely worth the investment. I was running in Vans for a very long time, and I experienced a lot of foot pain that I probably could have avoided, and also less pressure on my joints if I just switched to running shoes. So you're gonna train for any race, not just the marathon, please get you some running shoes. The next thing that I ran into was pacing myself. A lot of times when I would go on runs, my only goal was to get a faster mile time than I had previously, not knowing that there's different styles of training for running, and you need to be aware of this. You need to have sessions where you actually include long distance running and also speed training. When I'm doing long distance running, usually I take my time with the runs. I'm not trying to break a record for the mile. I'll usually run at about a 9-minute pace for my mile, and I focus on going extremely far for that workout and probably just a little bit further than before. Of course, just like muscle building, you should be applying progressive overload, but you can switch up this. You don't just have to speed up, because a lot of times during the marathon, you're gonna have to pace yourself regardless. And the last problem that I ran into was recovery. I was actually training for a marathon about a year ago, but my progress got halted because of injuries. I was doing a lot of things. I was playing basketball, I was lifting weights, and I was also running, and it was just putting way too much pressure on my joints. I started getting knee pain, but because of the type of athlete I am, I didn't take the time to adequately rest, and I kept on going, and all that did was make the injury worse. So if you're experiencing any pain while you're running, it's better to take off a couple days and let your body fully heal before you go back out again, because chances are you're just gonna aggravate the injury and make it a lot worse and make your timetable even worse. Now, if you got a race in about a week, you might have to make some tough decisions, but most of the time I would definitely say you're feeling any type of pain, you shouldn't and you should stop. Make sure that you get your rest so you can recover and come back stronger. But hopefully these tips help you out on training for your first marathon. If you ran into any problems or have any extra tips, make sure to leave them down below in the comment section. But chances are, if you're worried about training for a marathon, you also gotta wanna know how to maximize fat loss while you're doing cardio. So if you wanna check out that video, click this video right here. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.